tree is killing me. Come on now. Work that pedal. Come on, man. Wish I can play that joint. I'm gonna have to learn to do a Quest be doing. Man. I gotta learn that joint. What's up, my dude? What's going on?
Talk to me, man. Talk to me, brother.
Let me take a little heckle. Let me take the heckle off.
Yeah, take off the heckle, please. Take off the heckle. You hear me? Take off the heckle. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
What's good,
Here
man?
we go. Man, this has been a day, man.
Yeah, I know it.
It's been that kind of day.
It's been a couple of days, really. Maybe this might make you. I don't know if this will make you feel better, but
oh,
I don't know if that'll make you feel better.
You don't have to say you don't know. If you
Yeah.
don't know, you don't know. Yeah, we
You
don't
know what I'm
want to
saying?
get.
I don't want to do too much because I don't want to get banged. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get banged.
Listen, man, it's been that kind of week, man. It's been that kind of week. But
It has
today,
been.
and it's
It
and it's
has been.
just the second, it's just the second day of the week.
Yeah.
But man, I went to visit my mom and dad. Well, I went to my mom and dad's house, and my
Yeah.
mom says, "Yo, to um, I'm going downstairs to check the what you might call, no, to get a blanket." She was getting a blanket. Man, she goes to get this blanket. She's like, "Paul, come downstairs." Wet, flood. And it's just water everywhere, man.
Nah.
So I had to
It.
go down to that joint and fix it up. You know what I'm saying? Get it together. So I just kind of made it back on time just now.
Oh man.
So, Mom, I gotta find out, man. Somebody went and bought this for me. They
It's-
found this at a it's not like a yard sale, like an estate sale. PG. I don't know what the logo is, man. I'm trying to figure out what this logo is.
But I like the joint because of course, because it's represented. You know what I'm saying?
I love it, but I don't know what it means. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what it means, but I'm feeling it.
I like it.
PG.
Yo, I think you need to get a logo, a PG logo.
Listen,
I
if I
ain't
can't
playing.
find if
I'm
nobody did this, I'm gonna have to find that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
We need to
so,
find out
man.
where it is so that you know what I'm saying. It ain't no problems. You know what I'm saying.
Look at
Find
this guy talking about he gonna use it because that's his initials. This guy, man, he said he gonna use it because it's his initials.
Pat Boogie.
Man, tonight, man, I got something that I'm thinking about, man.
Talk to me.
And I can't wait for Armina to get on. And I invited some other friends of mine on. I don't know if they can make it or not, but yo, listen, man. There's
Yeah.
no song that came out years ago. When I say it, man, you're gonna be like, hmm. Um, how do you keep the music playing? You remember that old song, that R&B hit?
Who made it?
Listen, you young, man. You young. I forgot you young, Quest.
No. You don't know. I'm a connoisseur though. I
Okay,
might
okay,
not
okay,
know it under
okay.
that title, but if you play the joint,
Uh,
you know who sang the joint?
yeah. James Ingram, I think. Yeah, James Ingram, and I think is it Patty Austin? But look up James Ingram. How do you keep the music playing? I see Armina in the green room, kind of smiling, like, you don't know that song, Quest. Got it.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So
It's James Ingram and Patty Austin.
yes,
Yeah. I need to let
it's
me
a
see.
sweet song, man. It's a sweet song.
I know the joint, man. They
That's
used to
it,
play
bro.
that on Quiet Storm, bro.
Come on, come
Come on.
on, come on, come
Can I
on. Yo,
let me do my man Vaughn Harper. You're inside the Quiet Storm
what you say?
on,
What you
on
say?
WBLS in a class by itself.
By itself. Yo, listen, man, it's a privilege, man, to hang out with you again
Come
tonight,
on,
man.
man.
But
Come
I'm
on, man.
always excited, man. I'm always excited. Oh, yo, down was that sup, fellas? Sending regards from the man
The
oppressive
oppressive
80
80.
degree heat in Florida. I'm upset with you, Daryl. The
Listen,
oppressive heat.
I can't stand that because my mother lives in Sarasota and she calls with that foolishness. Daryl, listen, find somewhere and sit down, bro. Don't call me and tell me how oppressive the heat is in Florida. I ain't gonna lie though, we've gotten it halfway decent here. Today it went up to 65 today,
Ooh,
and
ooh.
and
Yo,
and
listen, I'll be honest with you.
yeah,
It got a little warmer here to 40 something. So I did some work in my garage, man.
yeah, yeah.
You know, I did to do some work in my garage. So the song goes, right? The song goes, how do you keep the music playing? How do you make it last?
Ooh.
How do you keep the song from fading too fast? That's the song right there, right? How do you give yourself to someone and never lose your way? Um, how do you not run out of no things to say? Yo, Chief, the words of that song is ridiculous. So I'm thinking about this today, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and you know, she was like, "Yo, how do you do this after 20 years? After 20 years?" And so one of the yes, man, yes. So
You already know.
come on, it's a WBLS in the house,
Only,
fam.
only real. Y'all still got BLS, but only real New Yorkers remember Kiss FM. I'm just,
Oh,
yeah, that's
come
cool.
on, stop it, bro. Stop
Or
it, stop it.
WKTU. Come on, stop
Come
playing.
on, 92 KTU.
Come on.
What? Yo, listen. Sade don't know nothing about that. You know, she's still diapering when it comes to songs like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So listen, um, I wanted to just share with you, man, that I absolutely suck at this. But I have some friends that I watch, man. Seriously, I have some friends that I watch. And I like watching them simply because I think that everyone needs accountability. I'm telling you that right now. Everybody needs accountability. And I love these couples that I'm gonna bring on, but I hate them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I love them, but I hate them at the same time. I don't care. They can get mad later on because I know they're not fake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I asked these two couples because I know they're not fake. I know that they really trying to keep their rocker together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
You know. So tonight, man, I know that you never know what the subject is. Nobody
I
ever
never
knows what the
know. I don't
subject
even
is.
know who the
Nobody knows
couples
what
you
the
got
subject
coming
is.
on. I don't even know if I know them or not, but we're gonna find
That's
out.
right. But the question is, man, how do you keep the music playing, man? How do you keep these date nights going? How do you keep this thing fresh? Even if you're dating, right? You got to keep this thing fresh, even if you're dating.
No doubt.
So it gets kind of crazy sometimes. So before we even bring them on, man, I want to introduce my girl Armina. Armina, ma'am, how are you?
You know what I'm saying?
I am good. I'm good. What's up, fam?
What's
Is that
up?
is
What
that
up?
is
What
that
up?
is that pink? Is that pink?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Are
Yep.
you an AKA?
No.
Okay,
Oh,
I
we
was
love
just
pink.
checking because you look better in red.
No.
My,
Don't do that. Don't
my.
say that too loud because we you
I
know.
know Wendy.
Mm.
Hey, that's my boo though. I love her.
Okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I look
Uh,
better in pink with the
okay,
secondary of a green.
okay. That's all right. That's all right.
Hey,
That's all right.
hey.
That's all
You
right.
know what I'm
I'm
saying?
just gonna pause for a
There
second.
goes that green word again. Come on.
Wendy,
Right.
Armina's off the list.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. She gonna now she love you to death, girl. So Amina,
Yeah.
man, that's the topic for today. We're gonna talk a little bit about how to keep this thing fresh. And
But actually, if you keep going on the lyrics, it tells you.
Yep.
yeah. Okay, hold on.
Wait. Hold up a second. Let me
Hold
find
on,
out.
hold on,
Need to
hold on.
know. You know what I'm
Hold on.
saying? Let me find out.
Wait,
Let me
wait,
find
wait, wait,
out.
wait, wait,
I
wait.
need to know the jams.
Wait, hold on. Listen,
Yep.
we make it better.
Yeah. Come on.
If every day. I. Find it.
If
I
we
know it.
do, if we do the best we can
And
Yep.
yes. For
to
to
make each every day
yeah.
to make it better as we grow.
Yep.
Yes, come
So
on,
so so you got to do this
clinical.
thing every day
Come
Yep.
on, clinical. Come on,
to make it
clinical.
better.
Come on.
Yeah.
And then they say, with luck, I suppose.
Yep.
But we all know
With
better
any
than luck,
with
right?
any luck, I suppose
Yep.
the
Yes.
music never ends. I
Never
got you. I got you. I
ends.
got you. I
Then it go,
got you.
ain't that part where they go, I know,
Yes.
how do you
I
keep the
know
music playing the way I
The way I
feel
we
feel
I
for
feel for
you.
you
is
is
now or
now or
never.
Or
never. Come
Yep.
never.
on.
Yep.
Come
Uh,
on. Yo,
the more I love, the
somebody
more
text
I'm
Wendy.
afraid.
Somebody
Is
text
that
Wendy.
yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say tell
First Lady?
I love you, man.
Hold on. First Lady, what's really going on? Because I see it's black. You know those.
First lady, you all right? Is she all right?
I'm sick, but I'm okay.
Okay.
Mm,
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, good. Yeah. Are we taking
okay.
medicine? Ludens?
Uh,
You know?
taking some halls.
Pause. Come on now. Let it do.
Are,
Come
are,
on,
are,
Jesus.
are you home yet, or are you still abroad?
You never know where I'm at. I don't know where I'm at today.
Right.
Yeah. You look like a black Elvira, right there with it.
Yo, that's old school. Yo, P, you telling on yourself right now, bro.
I know. I did just now. I did just now.
Low,
And you know what?
key, was it me alone? Did you have a thing for Elvira?
Hey brother, I loved her. But
Bro.
let me tell you how crazy I am.
Yeah.
You're gonna laugh at me, man. You're gonna call for another baptism.
Yeah.
You know Henry Munster's wife.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
I loved Henry Munster's wife, man. I loved
Wait, what was that you were just trying to accomplish with your shoulders?
my arm was hurting me. My arm was hurting me.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
All right, born in the 2000s. All right, so let's here we go. There we go. So how do we keep the music playing, man? I'm so excited about this. What oil of oregano, First Lady? That's what they said. You need to do the oil of oregano. Yeah.
I've heard. I want to get totally off subject, but it is something that I'm looking into is being more holistic because I do not believe in taking medicine at all. Like I have a horrible headache. I will drink water and pray. So I looked at oil of oregano yesterday. So that is my thing. I'm going to try to be more holistic. I want to get into the teas and the.
Please.
Let me tell you what I heard works. Let me tell you what I heard works. And you may hear this from these couples, but if you feel like a tickle in your throat and you're about to get sick, what?
Okay.
You let me finish. Okay. You need to sweat it out, but you single and a Christian. So listen, I want to just bring on. I want to bring.
I knew it wasn't going right.
You gotta sweat it out. Can I tell you something? I missed y'all this week. I did. You know, we keep seeing each other every once a week. You know what I mean?
Woo.
You know, but it's good to see you. It's good to see you. I don't know where. Oh, there she goes. Amina's back. All right, so I want to introduce this couple, and one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this couple on because I love him and I hate him. And like I said before, I love him and I hate him. Authentic people.
I love
authentic people. So this is how the discussion started. I was talking to this young lady. She used to go to CPC years ago. I'm talking about she used to go to CPC like over 20 years ago. And she says, I remember when this girl walked down the aisle and took her stand for Christ in a red dress, right? And I don't know if the story is true, correct, or whatever.
You can't say stuff like that because I create imagery, so you can't do that.
Well,
you can't do that.
Well, the way I understand it from the story is that my man checks her giving her life to the Lord, and it's like I'm getting that. so I want to hear. I got to hear from the couple themselves right here. Yes. Somebody told me that story today.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever heard the story, but somebody told me that story today. Hey, Damon, turn your camera. Let me see if it moves. There we go. So I don't want to hear from her. I want to hear from him. First of all, Damon, how you doing? We're friends.
What's going on, PG?
Can you introduce the fam for the?
Let me. I'm sorry.
Come on.
Listen, brother. Let me. Hold on. And then there's another couple that I want to introduce you to. This couple is my dude. I'm gonna just say he's my dude. I'm gonna give you a joke real quick. So one day we were single at the time, right? We used to live together. And
he's gonna say.
And so I don't know where he came from, right? And he's married now, he's happily married now, but I don't know where he came from.
Praise God.
And praise God. And I know where I came from, right? So both of us, we were like, I don't know what happened, but we sat on the couch, right? At the same time. And my man's hand touched my hand on the couch.
Mm.
And at the same time, we both just got up and were like, oh, listen,
Come on, man. You're touching my hand, man.
and so we knew each other's friendship and boundaries ever since then.
Come
Oh,
on. Come
Marcel,
on.
how you doing, man? You all right? We're friends? We still friends?
We still good, man. We good. Good.
Hey,
Yeah.
Paul.
Ali, would you
That
please?
was an awkward moment.
It was an awkward moment, bro.
Two, you gotta be careful what you say these days, right? You know,
Mm.
two alpha males.
Mm.
It was an awkward moment, man.
Oh.
And the apartment, it wasn't even like we could get up and be like, hey man, I'm gonna just go in the next room.
DC Weir said, "When I walk them, walk
There
them."
was no
There was no next room.
We both walked out of the apartment. It was like
Mm.
abandon the joint.
Mercy.
Men are
Ali,
special.
Ali, would you introduce your beautiful wife, please?
Indeed, the love of my life, the woman who treats me like the man that I should be.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
My
Ladies and
bride.
gentlemen.
Before you continue, is this gonna be another week of me being frustrated and fake? Just let me
No,
know.
no, 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 Saturday, no, Saturday, no.
Next week, like we be intentional.
Ooh, Holy Ghost.
I'm gonna let you start over, but I just need to know. Go ahead.
There's
you
a
good,
lot of
sis.
great people in this conversation, so I think it'll be a good conversation.
After this, Sade, you will be picking and choosing.
Okay.
After this, okay?
Okay.
All right, good,
Yeah.
good.
I just gotta say this.
Mhm.
If we can be the best,
Yes!
yet be the best of friends.
Yes, girl. Woo!
How you doing?
Every day to make it better.
That's the answer right there.
As
There
it
you
grows.
As it grows,
That's right.
as well as
Any luck, then I suppose.
Oh, my.
That's the benediction.
Yeah. This woman knows every song that has ever been recorded.
I kind of do.
She knows songs, man. I'd be like, who is that a song? Like,
Oliver, could you please finish?
so yes, my English muffin,
Mm.
Denise. This is my wife, Denise. My favorite person in the world. I can say that. Like, I know all of that I just said sounded like I was looking for Oz, but people who know me know that that's how I really feel.
Yes, indeed, yes.
Hi,
Hi, I love you guys.
What's up, family? Good to see y'all, Damon.
Good to see y'all.
Good to see y'all, family.
Good to see y'all.
I haven't met the young lady
Sade?
that you call First Lady.
Oh yes, Sade. Mm-hmm.
Very
Oh,
nice.
Sade, yes.
Very nice to meet you.
The only single lady that's on the podcast.
Remember, I said it here first. She won't be in that place for long.
Not for long. Not for long.
All right.
So, Damon, please introduce your lovely wife. Sick and tired of them.
What can I say about this lady right here?
Come on, talk the talk.
Did you hear what he said?
Come on,
What did you
D.
say, Paul? I missed something.
No, I'm just saying. Did you hear the introduction?
I'm gonna fix the introduction.
Yeah.
So this is my beautiful wife.
You're fixing it.
25 years in, bro. 25 years.
Yes.
She is finer today than it was when I met her in that red dress. So let me fix the story in that red dress.
Come on,
Okay.
Tell the truth and shame him.
So as a matter of fact, we in February, right?
Mm-hmm.
I met her on Valentine's Day in that red dress, right?
In 97?
Yeah, it's like 97.
97.
Right? So, she had a little boyfriend, little thing,
Right. Mm-hmm.
I was like, it don't matter.
I'm gonna have to disrupt that.
He wasn't doing what he's supposed to do.
Come on.
I'll just put that out there.
Come on.
So she was at CPC.
Yep.
But she was already in the church. She wasn't coming to Christ. She already been baptized. She already did her thing, and she was very active in the church at CPC in the community service department, right?
Mm.
So
Wow,
I'm
you know,
at
it's a long time ago
CPC.
when they called it department, not even ministry. They call it department.
Oh, snap. So I'm at CPC with my boys, right? Because I was a member at that time of Capitol Hill. And she makes this announcement. I was like, yo, I was talking to my man. I was like, yo, I'm like, I'm gonna have to talk to her, right? So she's making her announcement.
Wait, where's the announcement? At CPC or at Capitol Hill?
At CPC. All this is at CPC. I was visiting.
I refused to go to Capitol
she
Hill
didn't
when
go
I
to
was single.
Yeah, she didn't
Because
go
I had heard about the meat market that was
to Capitol Hill.
My
It was-
Capitol
God.
Hill.
Oh my.
So I said the only man that I'm looking to meet is Jesus. So I didn't go to Capitol Hill.
Shouts out to the meat market at Capitol Hill. Come on.
Nah.
So,
You know what I'm
she didn't
saying?
go to Capitol Hill, but I was at CPC. She came up, she made this announcement, and I was like, let me go talk to her. This is my time, right? So I came down, introduced myself. She said, I'm Tanya, I'm Damon.
Not
so-
Tanya. Her name is not Tanya.
That's
no,
right.
it's not Tanya, it's Tanya.
Not Tanya, it's Tanya.
So, you know, long story short, I said, hey, you know, I'd like to get, you know, see you again. What's, you know, what can I do to get your contact information? So this is what happened.
That's his story. This is right.
She gave me the business card, right?
Wow.
But she had a fax number on that joint. She had an office number on that joint.
Isn't that what business cards have?
But then on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
back side, I had the cell phone and everything.
What
Okay,
on.
good man, good man. Scared me a little.
I said, okay, I'm gonna hit you up. Then there was a concert there that night, right? Now I'm living in Maryland. At that time, she's living in Virginia. And you know, at that time, when I went to CPC doing the Sabbath or for church, I wasn't going back from Maryland back to CPC. I had other things to do, right? So she said, there's a concert tonight. Are you coming?
He went back that night.
I said, are you gonna be there?
Yes.
Come on,
White
partner.
knuckle it, baby.
And she
Come
said,
on.
I'm gonna be there. I said, well, if you there, I'm coming.
Aww.
So but fellas, see, this is what a lot of dudes don't realize. Like when they really are into somebody, like I was doing some weird stuff, right? So I was like, I'm not going back to Maryland. My main dude was living in Springfield at the time. I said, I'm gonna go over to your house. We're gonna eat. I'm staying in Virginia. Took a nap. He was like, yo, man, why you coming to my spot? I was like, because I got to see this girl at church later on tonight. So I did the whole day in Virginia, hooked up, and we started dating. It's been 25 years. Well, now.
Well, but before we went out on a
All
date.
right.
Come on,
Here's
Tanya.
the real story.
Right.
Tell her, Tanya. Tell her, Tanya.
I went to Pastor Wright. Pastor Wright was, you know, my family. And I went to him and he was my pastor. And I said, I've met this young man, Damon Allen. I don't know him. I'm new to the church. What do you think about me going out with him? And he gave me his blessings. So, you know, I did that first before I went out on a date.
Come on. Let me
So
find
you
out
got
D
the
had the
blessings-
plug.
You got your blessings from Henry Wright?
D got the plug. The plug.
That's why he was one of the pastors that was in our wedding. We had Pastor Wright and Walter Pearson. So Pastor Wright was for me and Pearson was his pastor.
Wow.
I love that.
Shout out to Henry Wright, Pastor Henry Wright. His birthday, I think, was yesterday.
Because if he told me no, I wasn't going.
Oh, man.
Wow.
This was up.
Wow. 7 kids later. Wow.
I would have worked myself in there. I would have got.
That's right. You'd have crowbarred yourself in. Yo, listen. I'm going to say this to you all, and I can say it. I have no shame. I love hearing the story. I love knowing that this thing works. I really believe that marriage works. That joint take work though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And I if I talk to Ali about something, his birthday is today. Henry Wright's birthday is today. Wow.
Oh,
I thought it
wow.
was yesterday.
Yeah, his
Oh,
birthday's
wow.
today, the 3rd.
He's the 3rd. That's right. And so if I ever complain, or if Wendy ever complains, I'm gonna be straight with you. The complaint always is I don't make that time for date night. I don't make that time for date night. And it really bothers her. And I know it bothers her. So Ali, I'm gonna ask you first, right? Because I know you. I mean, I know you. I've seen you evolve in your marriage. I just as a person, I've seen you evolve in your marriage. How do you keep the music playing?
I've spent a lot of time attempting to learn this woman.
Wow.
I mean, that just kind of sums it up. Like I spent a lot of intentional time trying to learn her, and then leveraging what I learned to my advantage.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how that may sound to people. I meant what I said. I didn't. I chose words, the exact words I meant. I leveraged what I learned to my advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So let me give you an example of that. So I know that this woman loves acts of service. I know that the way to her heart is to take stuff off her plate.
Wow.
And so I do that. And when I do that, it allows her to have capacity to put me on her plate.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So I
Desiree, wait, hold on. Desiree, you all right over there, Desiree?
So I leverage what I learned to my advantage. And I consistently do that. I mean, women sometimes we, and I think women do this with men too, but I think sometimes we overcomplicate the learning process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, if you really want to learn something and you put some intention into it,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be okay. Now that here's where the issue comes in is I can learn I can learn all day long, but if I'm not executing what I learn, if I'm not putting it into
Watch your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot.
Then it's it's null and void. And so that's the other side of that coin is, there are things that I learn, and sometimes, if I'm being honest, some of those things feel quite unnecessary to me.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You want to play? Sade, you want to play? Sade,
you want to play?
You want to
Sade?
play? Huh?
Bless me with a plate, Lord. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
I'll take a paper plate, just
Dixie. You know,
plate.
Don't make me laugh. He said, "I'll take a paper plate."
That is funny.
Yeah. So so I know that was a long-winded answer, but honestly, how I keep it going is that I'm intentional about learning her, and the more I'm learning that the more I execute what I'm learning, the more I leverage what I'm learning, the greater our relationship is.
I'm gonna come back to Denise just for a second, right? Armina, I know that this is the second time around, right? For you, it's the second time around. This being the second time around for you, what is different from your first husband, that your husband now does that you absolutely, maybe I shouldn't even say that, right? Because that wasn't even a divorce. So let me just say it this way. For you, how does he keep the music playing for you? Not how do you keep the music playing for him? How does he do it for you?
A lot of ways, but he does what I say. That sounds weird. Let me clean that up.
Why you gotta clean it up? Why you gotta clean it up?
No, because it didn't come out right. We're in such great partnership that we dance to the same music. So we are in sync with each other.
Okay.
So it may sound like it's what I'm asking or requesting, but it feels like he was already thinking that too. And I'll just give a real quick example. So I like to steal dates because I can't figure out what's the difference of just going out to eat versus going on a date, unless like if we're like making it formal and we're getting all dressed up. So, we got this little puppy and we have carpets, so we're trying to do hard floors. And so we took Saturday night to go look at floors, but while we were out, we was hungry. So it was like, oh, let's go get some food to eat. So we get out the car and I'm like, oh, is this a date? And he's like, yes. And instantly we go to hold hands. I mean, we're into like the whole public affection and all that, but it's not all the time we walk around holding hands or hugging, you know what I mean? So we instantly started holding hands. And for me in that moment, it just sort of changed what the setting was. Now we was in sweats and hoodies, like we weren't even like dressed to the part. But then also I realized the conversations changed, and the conversation was, I think I'm the baby married in this group because we're going to be married 10 years this year. And so I asked him for 10 things about the 10 years. And he gave
Wow.
me like some of the most beautiful things, some things I forgot about, some things I would never even put in the category. So yeah, so I think we dance together. We're in sync with what we do. And that is with raising our daughter. That is with how we worship, just those little things that some couples may not pay attention to. Ali, you said it great. And I always say, when you're married, you enroll in that person's university forever until
Wow.
either death or until Jesus comes. And being in that university means that you are studying them and they're studying you, and because as the years go on, we grow, right? And we change. Who I was 10 years ago, I am not that person today.
Mhm.
And if he wasn't studying me, he would be lost in this relationship. And so that's it.
I love what you just said. My God, I love what you just said, that we enroll in
Yes.
this
Absolutely.
university. Sadly enough, right? Sadly enough, sometimes you could be enrolled in a class and fail and don't know you're failing.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't know that you're failing. And I love the way you put it. I love the way you put it because you have allowed your husband to come to your classroom and he has allowed you to go to his classroom. And I think what messes up a lot of marriages today is that we allow other teachers to come in. Okay? And whether that be a person or an ideology that's not checked, I mean, that's why I think that messes up totally. So when I see families like Damon, really, and this is what I can't stand about him. You turn around, he's in Dubai. They're in Dubai. You turn around, they're in Mexico. You turn around, they're even if they're local, they're in the woods somewhere, right? I mean. So
But that's all
that,
intentional, Paul.
That's
That's
intentional.
I know it is.
intentional.
I know it is. So Tanya, talk to us about your intentionality, because I
Well,
know it
well,
is. I know
well,
it
for
is.
one, I remind myself on a daily basis that he is my gift from God. I prayed
Mm,
for this man. I
mm,
prayed to God for all of the things that I thought that I needed in a mate. And the Lord provided all of those things, plus things that I didn't know that I needed. And so I have to remember on a daily basis that he is my gift from God.
Keep
When you
praying,
have a
Sade.
gift from someone, it is fragile and you take
Mm,
care of that thing. So no matter what I'm doing throughout the day, I'm thinking about things that I can do that will make him smile, things that will bring him joy. So today I went out to lunch with some coworkers, and I made sure that I brought him food home. Just those little things that
yes.
put a smile on his face and remind him of the gift that I am to him.
Mm.
mm,
I don't like to see him disappointed. And I know what that face looks like because I'm enrolled in that university. So I
Mm-hmm.
know by looking at his face, looking in those eyes, when he's not pleased with something that I've said, something that I've done. And I don't want to see that. And
Mm.
so I make sure every day that I remember that he is my gift and I take care of my gifts.
woo, mercy.
Mm.
So
Whew.
does big city
Drop
ever get
drop the
mad?
mic.
So I'm asking you, does big city ever get mad? You ever seen big city get mad?
Oh, absolutely. He gets mad. I get mad. I get mad at him, he gets mad at me. Absolutely.
Oh,
We're human beings. We're not robots in this.
Right,
But
right.
we was just going through something last week.
look, but
She said, "Look,
we don't allow ourselves to sit in it
Right.
for too long, and we address the issue, and we don't attack each other. We attack the problem.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
mm.
Yes.
Desiree, what was your last date night?
what had happened was, we just got over the flu, but
Same.
it was bad. Our last date night
Bless you.
was probably 2 weeks ago. If you want to call it a date night, but we had to go. There was some fellowship that Darab was in, and they graduated the class, and so we had to go to that. I'm a huge introvert, so but whatever.
I got you.
Yeah, he's extrovert. So, but it was a date night. We got dressed up. I think I identify as a boy in my former life, so dressed up is not my thing. But I was cute because it's what it is. God, and we went out and we just we had a good night. That's my dude. We're always gonna have a great time when we're together. We make our own bubble in the room. But I did want to make a point that I think is necessary for everyone listening and watching. These are two healthy marriages
That point. Yeah, that part. Say that again.
Please don't take from this. Please hear what they're saying. He said he's leveraging, not manipulating.
Mercy.
He said he enrolled in her university, not he's trying to just be a super senior. They are. What is wrong with leveraging? Nothing's wrong with that. If I'm pouring into my spouse because I want what I want out of them, that's great. They getting what they need. Because if you have a good spouse, they're going to give you what you want anyway. Right. But if you're not giving me what I need, I'm pouring from an empty cup.
Yeah.
Yes. So this works. He's learning her love language. She's pouring back into him.
Yeah.
And it works and it's great. So please understand, these are two healthy relationships without any malintentions. This is not manipulation. This is leveraging.
Right.
I love that. I love that. Oh. I have to answer this. I got to answer this question.
Wendy asked you a question.
You in trouble?
Esther. And I want to note that she started it with Okay, we're listening.
Well, let me say this before we continue. My last date night, so you can hear me, is we went to Kennedy Center in December. Okay, I know it's a long time. It was December.
Okay.
But I did have a date. I did have a date night in Jamaica.
All right.
Okay.
Hey,
I wanted to add this piece real quick. I'm sorry.
And we're going out tomorrow. We're going out tomorrow.
Was there a clean plate involved?
I wanted to add this piece real quick because I was going to say it before, but I was letting everybody get it out, and then Desiree said it. You asked the question initially, what do we do to keep the music going, right?
Yes.
And for me, I think one of the things that, and I already see it there, one of the things that I do to keep the music going is work on me. Right? So this is the season, and you and I have been sharing that I'm back in therapy again. Why? Because if I'm not careful, while I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing in my life, I'll be preoccupied with stuff such that my focus is taken off of her.
Yeah.
And my focus moves to this thing that I'm trying to work out in my head, or this next place that I'm going to. I'm reading this book by Dan Sullivan called The Gap or the Gain. And sometimes what causes us not to be in the gain and be in the gap is we're measuring ourselves against this idea or this place that we're going to. He starts out by saying Thomas Jefferson wrote life and the pursuit of happiness as if we don't already have happiness. And if you're not sharp, you'll, like, for real, that's the mindset that's permeated through American culture, is this pursuit of happiness. And the truth of the matter is, some of us already have happiness. Pursuit insinuates that you don't have it and you're on the chase. So we're always, when I get the next promotion, when I get the next job, when I get the next thing, when I do the next move, then I'll be happy. And if you're preoccupied by that, then how do you keep the music going in your relationship?
Wow.
So I think the thing for me is to constantly work on me and make sure that I'm, everything up here is all right. Because when we start this symposium, we'll be talking about how relationships revolve around mental, health and well-being.
Yeah.
There's no way for me to keep the music going and focus on her and do the things that I need to do for her if I'm preoccupied with all of these things going in my head. So yeah.
Go ahead, Sade.
So as the single plateless person here, one thing I want to say is that I think a lot of times people miss the point of date night. I will say I've been in a position where I've begged, like, please, let's have a date night. Because we weren't on the same page, like things were off. And when things are off, it's hard to recenter in a place where you're already off. Like if we're at home, or if you're at my place, I'm at your place, and we're still off. The purpose of date night, if you look at it, is really for us to be in a space where we are reconnecting with each other. Although we see each other every day, although we're together, although we talk, there's something about being in a different environment where maybe we go play, games, or maybe we go out to eat at our favorite restaurants. But that, just like how Mina said, like just holding hands in hoodies shifted the dynamic of the night, because now we're doing this with intentionality, right? So I think a lot of times, even as a single person, I'm not dating you because I want to spend your money or I want to make you prove to me what. Sir, I'm trying to get to know you in spaces where I can observe who you are. I want to see you at a restaurant where a waiter is rude, right? I want to see you I'm a competitive person, so I need to see how we are when we're both competitive. Like, are you going to not talk to me if I beat you in spades? Like, it's okay. Like, don't.
No, I'm not talking.
Oh, well,
he ain't talking.
If you
I don't lose.
That's talking.
But that's the thing. And I think even what I'm hearing from the married couples is like, we're intentional about spending time to get that reconnect. I'll share this. I work in ed tech, and the company that I work for, we have a program called Rhythm. And whenever I pitch it to districts, I always say, I'm a music person. We've all talked about music. If you have a metronome and everybody's at a different tempo, we're not going to be able to play together. What it does is recess that metronome where we're both at the same tempo. Like, this week has been crazy. Let's reset, and then we can move together better. But I truly think a lot of people think date night is just something to do, and it has to be something with a purpose.
I like that. So let me go to Denise for a second, and then Dr. Parks, I want to bother you for a moment. I'm coming back to you, Des. What does date night look like for the both of you, and how important is it for you?
It's different. It depends on a whole lot of things. It depends on, sometimes if we're stressed and we're overwhelmed, we don't necessarily feel like going anywhere. Date night to us might be, we're going to cook dinner. The whole family got to eat anyway, but we're going to take our meal and take it in the bedroom and pull up the laptop and find something to watch. That's a date night for us. Date night, on the other hand, could be, let's get dressed up and go somewhere and, go to a nice restaurant. Date night could be, let's go to Target.
There it is, right there. Because we know you love a good Target.
Date night is, Tanya, date night is often going to Target.
Yes.
Let's keep it a buck.
That's quality time.
It is
quality time. And because it's one of those things that he knows that I love to do. And so, you know what? That's going to be part of our date night, because I know that she loves it. And if she loves it, she's going to be in the frame of mind that pleases the both of us.
Amen.
Gotcha. I mean, what you got to say? I know I'm going to Dr. Parks, but what you got to say about that real quick? And then,
No,
then
I was just going to add that when we, and I know some of us feel like we have to be intentional about date night. I think it ruins it often versus just going with it. Like for the couple, like what does that mean, that time together? Like in my house, so we work two opposite shifts. So if we're going to the supermarket, like that's exciting for us because we're literally in the car together and we're hanging out together. So
Yeah.
it doesn't always have to be, I want to see you in different spaces. Like, and Sade, I think what you said, there's nothing wrong with that. um, as you get older in this marriage thing, I
in
think
this thing,
there's a shifting that happens. But yes, in the beginning, and I think we're talking to our listeners who are at different stages in their relationships, and so I just wanted to say that in the beginning, some of the things that we're talking about is important, and some of these things come later on, if that makes sense.
I got you. I got you, Damon, because I got a big question for the guy down there who still have the lions thing on the back of his.
Jesus.
Hey, my gracious.
No, he's okay.
Uh,
Yeah, he's got one.
okay. Am I going?
What you want
Yeah,
to
go
do?
ahead.
So to everybody's point, this is what I would say, right? Date night, spending time together, quality time can kind of just intertwine with each other, right? When Tanya and I, and it is different with different couples depending on how old your kids are, you know what I'm saying, the time you have with
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Do you have time to, um, go out and your kids are young? When our kids were younger, we didn't go out as often, but what we would do is shut the door
Mm-hmm.
and we'll watch a movie
Yep.
With ice cream.
with ice cream, right?
My,
So that
my,
was our
my.
time together. Now that our kids are older, um, if I'm not doing anything, she's not doing anything, man. If she's going to Costco, hey Damon, can you go to Costco? We going to Costco. So I'm in the car and we're gonna get something to eat at Costco,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or we might go to Cabo and get something to eat. We just want to be together.
Yeah.
But then
Yes.
now, because I had to work on it, right? Because I was taking advantage, I was no taking for granted that me being with her at home was just good enough, right?
Wow.
And
Wow.
just having her next to me was good enough.
Right.
And as I'm learning, that's okay, but it's not enough.
Mhm.
I needed to be a planner. I needed to think of things that I normally wouldn't do. If I saw a comedy, a comedian coming in town, hey, let's go to the comedy store. To the comedy show. Let's go catch a movie. Hey, we see that, Night Agent is coming on Netflix. Let's go ahead and binge watch that joint, right?
Mm.
So we watched that joint in like 2 days, right? By ourselves. Um, it's right now with us, it's all about being together. After
Mhm.
church, right? We might be like, you know what? My son, he's going, he has something else to do. Baby, let's spend some time tonight. Let's go get some ice cream.
My
And we
son-in-law, you
will
mean? My,
just
my
go in
son-in-law?
and just sit together and
My,
finish
my,
up a
my
whole thing of
son-in-law?
ice cream.
What is it?
My
What's that?
son-in-law? My son-in-law?
You say what?
Don't you
My,
stop it. Stop it.
what?
Don't his
Okay, I'm
son-in-law.
sorry. I'm sorry.
But I had to be more, intentional. Like we went to go see a movie a couple of weeks ago in Crofton. So we were like, hey, cookie crumbles right there. Let's go and get a little,
Do you hear the theme? It's always food.
but we're foodies, right? When it comes to travel, I wasn't, my family did not travel growing up. We were domestic. I lived in LA, Arizona. That's where we stayed, right? But as we want to kind of see the world together. And we're making it intentional for that. And we had to wait. The kids were young. There were 3 kids in private school. We were not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a time and a place for everything. But when it comes to date night, I think it's more so for us being intentionally wanting to be together and we don't like. We can just look at each other, and we ain't get on each other's nerves. I learned that, and I'm gonna wrap this up for me. I learned that I can be with my wife all day long when COVID came, right? Because we were stuck. And cause we were both busy. She's busy. I referee. So sometimes I might get home late, kiss the kids goodnight. We'll, do a little something, something, and we'll go to bed.
Mhm.
When
What's a
COVID
little something,
came,
something?
It's with the
Something,
plate.
something.
It's with
Something,
cleaning the plate.
something.
COVID,
Right.
we were together, and I was like, I really like this woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like her.
Praise
And then
God.
for me, my expression to show her is I don't want her to ask me to do things around the house. I'll do it, right? Like I redid my dining room. I'll step out the box because I'm not, that's just something I just like, you know what, let me just tear down this pantry and redo it. Let's do some things because I know my wife likes to have our home, where she's just enjoying herself. So I, as a man, want to step up and make all that. Now she's trying to do some crown molding. I'm like, okay, baby, I'm gonna call Paul and Patrick on this one. But that's the thing. That's the thing.
I got you. Hey, listen, I know Dr. Parks' single life. If you can do it over again, how often do you think in a dating life, or what should that look like, or what would that look like for you in a dating life, having a date time with someone that you are exclusively dating?
I'm living the
Single.
You got the question. You got the question.
No, Cameo was playing in my head, so I was gonna say, single guys, clap your hand. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. What was your question again?
Repeat the question.
Oh my goodness. No, well, as a single guy, we heard from Sade of what she would love to see, in dating someone, right? I mean, in dating someone, what that date night would look like for you as a single male, single man. I'm sorry, as a single man, what would that look like for you in dating?
In dating, I think if I were, it depends on what you're interested in.
Okay.
What is your goal? That's my first question to everything. Okay, what's my goal? What am I trying to get accomplished? What is it I'm trying to do here? Even in a disagreement with your partner. Okay, what's my goal? And so you got to ask yourself, are you on the same page with this individual? You see what I'm saying? Do we have the same goals, values, mores, all of that? And so if you go out as a single guy, since I, have been since I've been paroled for a few years, I don't know if I want to, go back to I don't know if I want
Did you just say you've been paroled?
Yeah. I've been paroled for several years now.
We listen and we don't judge.
Don't judge.
Now, and well, let me say this. I used to come out and be like, man, forget all that. I did this for 26 years. I balled out. I did did everything I was supposed to do because I didn't have a good role model. You see what I'm saying? But I did everything based on how my dad not being there made me the better man. You see what I'm saying? Because I know how it was not to show up at my kids' events or whatever. So I'm going to, football, and I'm putting them in basketball, and I'm paying for swimming. I'm doing all of this and all this stuff like this. And you doing whatever, you making sure everybody is good, but nobody's making sure you're good. So when it comes to that, I think a lot of us see things, I call them trying to turn red flags green. If you see it red, then it's going to stay red. It ain't going green. It ain't going to even turn yellow.
Yeah.
And so as a single guy, even if I wanted to be in a relationship, what I notice is how people disagree. You see what I'm saying? and it's nothing wrong with having a disagreement, but arguing, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm not gonna argue about anything. If you want to argue, I'll let you into it. Okay, great. But what I'm looking for is, how do you come back after a disagreement? Is there an apology by either one of us? You know, what's the goal? Are we working towards that? You know, do we like the same things? Are we, you know, all of those things you look for. And because you've done it once before, I used to tell people when they ask me what I'm looking for, I said, I can tell you better what I don't want versus what I do want. I can tell you better what I don't want. And I don't want to repeat those same things. And I think and I said this before, in a bad relationship, both people are guilty. There is no innocent party, because both people are working towards the demise of the relationship. You know, what are you doing? Okay. Somebody asked me today about, do you think you should stay in a marriage besides your religious beliefs and everything? Do you think a person should just stay in a marriage that is not a healthy, not a healthy one? I said, I can't take the biblical, I'll take the biblical piece out of it. I would say, and we've had this discussion before, isn't that what you signed up for better or for worse? So what have you done to work on it? That's my question. If you haven't done anything to work on that, then where are you going? Where are you going? If you've done nothing to work on that relationship, where are you going? Because you said for better or for worse. It's worse. Where you going? Richer for poor. I lost my job. Where you going? Sickness and in health. You got to change my diaper. Where are you going?
Wow.
But Terry, though, in our field, Terry, we see people who they don't know how to work on it. They think they're working on it.
Right.
And the frustration is, we're not getting anywhere. We're not moving. This thing is still the same as it was. And they don't know how. You know, I'm the solution lady. Can you tell us, though, what does that look like when we're working on it? Because I think some of us really think we're working on it. And then when they come into our offices and we're chatting with them, we're then giving them the script of what they need to do to actually work on the marriage.
I think it takes,
I got to tell you, I like what you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Parks. Go ahead.
I think it takes a lot of. I think it takes a lot of checking in. As Quest is always saying, you got to know yourself and you got to work on yourself. You see what I'm saying? And you know when you're not treating somebody good. You know it. You know when things aren't going well in the relationship. And ask the question. Have the hard conversations. Okay, so listen.
Yeah.
Are you happy here?
That part.
Are you happy with this where we are right now? You know.
Okay.
You know, well, what do you mean? Am I happy? Are you happy? Well, not as much as I was earlier in here. Oh, so now you want to get a divorce? That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking you: are you happy with the status quo?
All right. Hold on. Okay, Des, Sade, and then I'm going to go back to.
Don't forget me. I'm down here.
That's what I said. Des. I said Des first, Sade, and then I want to go back
into. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. I hear, and then I'm going to go back.
I didn't get to finish, but go ahead.
Oh, I'm
gonna just eat my.
Can
we eat on this show?
You finish or you done?
I'm just saying, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the bridge.
I'm in therapy all day. All day. I'm just not getting a chance to eat. All right, I'm gonna put that yard bird to the side then. Okay.
Bird.
Who is this here with the curly hair, the glass?
Don't worry about me. It's a black girl thing. It was straight last time, and now it's curly. Don't act like that.
Oh,
my name is still right there. My name is still right there.
Where?
I don't see names either.
Like somebody different. I'm sorry. Okay.
I hate to make this sound like church, but point of order. I mean, point of order. You know,
and I'm blind in real life.
No, I'm saying something different. I didn't recognize her. I'm sorry. So I think is it one of the writers? Maybe Shakespeare, somebody, to thine own self be true, whatever. You got to know you. And a lot of times people don't ever want to hold the mirror up and look and say, what am I doing to add to the craziness of what's going on? He, she, and everybody is pointing blame and nobody's being accountable. Relationships should be about this: accountability, acceptance, growth, and change. That's where you should be going towards your relationship.
You
Accountability,
totally made sense. That was good.
acceptance, growth, and change.
Say it one more time. Somebody write it down, please. Somebody write it down. Put it in the chat one more time. Terry.
In my classes, okay, and in therapy, your relationships or whatever you're going should be about accountability. Am I accountable for my craziness? Acceptance, willing to radically accept. Okay, a lot of what's going down. Acceptance, being responsible for. Radical, it's coming from the gut. It's painful. That's what radical acceptance is. Okay, accountability, acceptance, growth, and
change. Thank you, boss. Thank you, Des, Sade, and then I'm gonna get back to the couples. Go ahead, Des.
All right, so I look at marriage as a luxury vehicle, right? Look at it as a luxury vehicle. With the luxury vehicle, you cannot treat it like a regular vehicle. You have to keep up with the maintenance. Like you were saying, you're out with your coworkers. You don't have to bring your husband some food home. There's food at the house. He could get on his own. You could grab him some Taco Bell maybe, but that's not how you treat a luxury vehicle. You do the maintenance. You do the things. Because if you do not, the consequence is it is way better to pay that extra fee, do that upkeep, because when you riding smooth and the vehicle is moving as intended, it's a nice ride. You get the most out of it. When you cut corners, when you do not, when you treat it like it's not a luxury vehicle, when you take it for granted, you will pay.
Absolutely.
You will not get out of that luxury vehicle what it's intended for. You will not have that ease. You will not have that smooth ride. Now, anyone who has a luxury vehicle, who enjoys doing the maintenance? It's expensive, it's not always convenient, and it's fairly often. But it's what you signed up for. And what you get out of that luxury vehicle, you look left and right, and you know people are not enjoying the ride that you're enjoying.
Yeah.
And you can't go back to anything else after you got luxury vehicle and you notice the difference.
That's right.
I love what you were saying about, you look at yourself and you change yourself and you do what you got to do to make sure that you can keep up with that luxury vehicle. Because if you're focused on, oh man, I got to pay for this. Oh man, I got to do this. Oh man, I got to do that. And you're not focusing on, because I did this, I get this. If I want to be able to do this, I got to do that. When you focus on the big picture of making sure that luxury vehicle is taken care of the way it's supposed to, you get what you're supposed to get out of it.
Yeah.
I got you. Absolutely. I got you. So, good to see you, Pee Wee. Good to see you, Pee. I'm sorry, Jamar. Good to see you.
No, it's Pee Wee. It can be Pee Wee in here. It can be Pee Wee.
Okay. Good, sir. That's right. Sade, go ahead, real quick.
So one thing Dr. Park said, and this is a question I've wrestled with as to what, like in my next phase of life, I think too often we talk about happiness when we really should be asking each other, do you feel safe with me? Right? Like, I think a lot of times we ask each other, are you happy? Feelings are fleeting. Feelings are fleeting, but safety, do you feel safe? Do you feel secure? Do you feel supported? Do you feel seen? Do you feel heard? I can feel all those things and still be unhappy. But because the moment could be unhappy, but if I feel safe to say I'm unhappy, if I feel heard once I say I'm unhappy, those things I think are more important. And we have a lot of people who are they're making lifelong decisions based off of feelings and not off of those real foundational things. If I make a decision off of my feelings, that is going to be something that can change the next day.
I got you.
But safety is safety every day.
I got you. Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
I was having a conversation today, and what you and Des are saying is really some powerful stuff, because there are some who will do what they do in terms of relationships to check the box, and then there are some who do it with all their heart because they want you to feel it. And I think that and I'm seeing a reoccurrence of this a lot. And I just want us to speak real quick to what the differences are between I'm doing this just so I can check the box versus I'm doing this because I want to understand you more. I want to be intimately closer to you, right?
Can I speak
Yeah.
on that just real quick?
Oh man, okay. And when you do, right? When you do, I want to hear Ali and Denise answer that question.
Okay.
About checking the box. Is it checking the box, or and then I'm going to ask you both to answer that question also. The both of y'all, Damon and Ali, y'all, both of y'all. Go ahead, Sade.
So let me say this. I was in a situation where I'm one of those people. If I like you, I like you deeply, and it's evident. Nobody has to ask, does Sade like this person? It is something that is clearly evident. And one of the things that's the most disheartening is when you're with someone and you're doing things from the heart, but they see it as a way of manipulation. So I think even we have to be with someone. You have to be with someone who can appreciate your heart before you can do things from the heart. And
wow.
When you enroll in that university, some of that is asking like, yo, if I do this, how do you see that? How do you view that? Because I could be doing it with the purest intentions. But if you see this as a means for me to be checking the box, for you is be checking the box, but for I'm doing it from the heart, we're never going to see it the same way.
So what happens though if I'm not necessarily doing it from the heart? Truth be told, I'm doing this because I want to feed the marriage, but truth be told, I'd rather be over here with my boys doing X, Y, and Z, right? But I know that I need to feed the marriage. But if you gave me a choice and it be okay, I'd rather be over here doing this. What do we say in those instances though?
Wow. I love what you're saying, right? So here's my thing, right? Because I'm being as vulnerable as possible when I say, do I check the box? What does checking the box look like, right? Or what does real intentionality look like in continuing the music? How we say, how do you keep the music playing? So what does that look like for you, Denise and Ali? Checking the box or intentional? What does it look like for you?
So I'm gonna say something, babe, that might be controversial.
Yay!
Which is why I jumped in real quick. I don't know that the issue is so much about checking the box. Because if we all could keep it a buck, you're gonna check some boxes.
Yeah, you're gonna check boxes.
Wow.
Let's keep it a buck. You're gonna check some boxes. But here's the thing: what's the reason why you're checking the box?
Right.
That's the issue.
And then in addition to that, Ali, while we're checking the boxes, does the person that we're checking the boxes for look at it as something that we're doing just to check the box, or do you authentically want to be here and do this because you want to be here and do it?
Because I said earlier, right, in learning her, I have learned some things that I, Oliver, feel like are unnecessary. So am I going to not do them?
Right.
Am I going to not say them because I feel they're unnecessary? Or am I going to do them so that the health of our relationship continues to thrive?
So everything,
and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I have to. I'm doing it because the outcome of doing it is a thriving, healthy marriage.
Yeah.
And I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. So I'm going to do that regardless. So
I
I don't
want to hear the other person's mouth.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't
be
know.
honest. Sometimes we don't want to hear the person's mouth. We don't want to hear you say what we didn't do. Sometimes we check the box because we really care and we want to. And sometimes someone just simply checking the box and you know they don't have it to check at the moment is really great. Like football Sunday is huge for our family. And sometimes we got to go to Pathfinders. And it's like, all right, or adventurers, I'll go. And my husband's like, appreciate you, babe. I'm checking the box because I know later on I want to get my nails and toes done, and I don't want him to know how much I spent because I got lashes too.
Go ahead, Denise. Go ahead.
I think the whole check in the box thing in the beginning of our marriage, and we talk about this all the time, so I'm not putting anybody out there. In the beginning of our marriage, I think that you were checking boxes selfishly.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
Checking boxes for the box.
Checking the box for the box.
No, you didn't.
Not because, I'll even say not because you were really concerned about what my needs were at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that, I don't know, had to be God, Holy Spirit keeping us together, but I just think that there's a shift. I can tell, and I think I could tell at the time, and I think anyone can tell when the boxes are being checked genuinely because you care about the relationship thriving, and someone can tell when the boxes are being checked selfishly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a mindset shift that takes place that allows you now to look at what you're doing, even if it might be categorized as checking a box. You're not doing it because you're checking a box. You're doing it because it's part of the process of creating a healthy relationship.
Yes.
And I say all the time, without that
Yes.
mindset, behavioral change without mindset change is not sustainable long term.
Mhm.
If I'm checking the box and it's only about me checking the box, that ain't gonna last for so long.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, Ali, please repeat what you just said. Repeat what
Behavior.
you just said. Slow it down. Some of us are slow it down.
Hey,
It's a mindset shift.
I'm talking about me. I ain't talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about me.
Right.
Say this.
It's a mindset shift. So Nisi talked about in the beginning of our marriage, me checking.
Ali, you just quoted something. You
I'm
just said.
coming there. I'm coming there.
Okay.
It's a mindset shift. So in the
Sorry,
beginning,
man. I got no patience.
I did a lot of work to change my behavior.
uh-huh.
So I was checking all kind of boxes, not because I cared about the health of our relationship, because I was just trying to act like I was married.
Wow.
Nothing up here, and you know me, Pizzo, you know me.
Right.
Nothing up here had changed. Nothing. So behavioral change without mindset change, which is the quote, is not sustainable long term. I'm going to play myself at some point. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
I think too.
Yeah.
I think too when it comes to that, Oliver's saying that he didn't change because, I am of the, opinion, just me, but you can probably trust me because I'm a doctor. I don't think that what Oliver said was he didn't change because he didn't want to change. You see what I'm saying? So for change to actually happen, you have to want it. You can't change if you are willful, but you can change if you're willing.
Wow.
Those are two different words that people often confuse. You have to be willing to change and not willful. I always tell people don't change, their circumstances do. So what I hear is, Oliver, my circumstances changes. Now I'm married. I've got to think about somebody else. Okay. But did he really change? When he decided to shift his mind, now things are actually changing because he wants them to. His mindset is different towards it.
Yeah.
People can change, but a lot of times they don't because it requires accountability. And they don't want to be accountable.
Accountability again. Armina, and then I want to go to Damon and Tanya on something. Go ahead, Armina.
Oftentimes, our marriages is an extension of our family life growing up.
Yep.
And so if there are issues with abandonment, issues with rejection, issues with just how we attach to people, it's going to show up in the marriage. And of course, the box checking is going to be primary because our focus is going to be pleasing the person for the wrong reasons. And so if we're, this goes back to Quest, right? You're always talking about working on yourself. But oftentimes it's not immediately that people recognize the need to work on self. It takes time for someone to get to that point where they recognize that their actions and their behaviors is really damaging the relationship.
A couple L's. That's it. That's it. That's usually the case. It's usually after experiencing enough L's for you to understand, like, all right, I see the common denominator in all these situations is me. So that means I may have a role to play in all of this. I need some help.
But that's
Or it's cheap, or it's cheaper, or it's even cheap, or it's cheaper to stay in the marriage, because if I leave the marriage, it's going to cost me more. And I'm not talking about anything other than financial. So a lot of times there is a trick in coming into therapy because you're looking for a way to stay in the marriage. But if you commit to therapy, you have no choice but to begin to change those behaviors.
Can I put this side note in there too for people who are going to therapy? Do me a favor. Don't go to therapy just to have a conversation. God can't heal what you continue to hide. So if you don't lay it out all on the table, then you'll do what Amina's talking about. You may stay in just for the sake of trying to hold on to something and not getting the necessary healing in order to make the good decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Your therapist is not your friend. Your therapist is not your friend. If you needed a friend, you have friends you can call and powwow with. If you're coming into my space, best to believe, come in there with the gloves, roll up your sleeves, because we're going to get elbow deep in. But if you don't want that, call your friends, right? So to what Quest is saying.
You can't hear what you don't reveal.
Right. You can't hear what you don't reveal. Damon,
I'm a hopeless positive person. I feel like there's a silver lining in everything. Even with checking the boxes, you're still kind of learning. So like imagine if you don't like exercising. You're like, well, I like this girl. She exercises all the time. So I always exercise with her because what she liked. You still got the benefits of exercising. So even though now you were just checking the boxes, even for the wrong reason, you still learn the skills of being spontaneous. You learn the skills of planning cool dates. You still learn things. So even still reach back and use that. Don't throw it all away and think you just wasted time. Along that time, you still reach back and grab them things that worked. And now that's the right reason.
Damon and Tanya, just very quickly, you mentioned something earlier before, because remember we want to stay on the mindset of how do we keep the music playing. But you said something earlier, Damon, that you weren't doing it before, right? Or you weren't doing it, or maybe you weren't doing it right before, and then now you're doing it right now, or you're doing what you need to do now. The rudiments of how do you plan a date night, right? The rudiments of don't skip a date night. The rudiments of what do we do to keep this going? What's the difference between before and now? And how do you what would you tell Paul Graham, right? That's what we talk about Quest, right? We always talk about Quest. What would you tell Paul Graham that needs to happen so that you can be successful in keeping the music playing?
It's been said earlier, for me is intentional, right? And early on, when you're newly married, young kids, you just busy. And really, when kids are involved and you got a lot of things to do, really the marriage sometimes can be, it can be affected by that because everything is for the kids, right? And you assume that your spouse, hey, we're doing joint efforts for the kids and we're going to be good. But sometimes it can suffer, right? And one thing about my wife, she will let me know when she is feeling a certain way, right? And I appreciate
you said that nicely. You said that nicely.
Right.
But it goes back to what was said earlier about feeling safe enough to express that feeling of unhappiness. And not only because I'm expressive, but also because he gives me that safe space to be able to do that. But also I go to what Des was saying earlier about checking the boxes. For us, and I just cut him off. I'm sorry. Checking the boxes earlier in our relationship was training ground for knowing how to do certain things. So when you're checking the box, sometimes for us anyway, this isn't for everyone, but for us earlier, checking the box was a fake it till you make it type of situation.
Wow.
So it was, okay, so she likes this. Okay, let me do that. Okay, he likes that. Let me do that. But then it became did I look at that response that I got? He was really happy when I did that. She was really pleased when I did that. And I'm going to leverage that. And so it moves from checking the box to now this is our common behavior. And the mindset, of course, has to shift in there too, because it will be short-lived. But when you have that shift of mindset of, you know what? I see where there was an advantage to doing certain things. That checking the box then becomes training ground for future behavior. And for
Gotcha.
me, I was able to trust him, and I was able to more easily submit to him
Okay.
because I grew up in an abusive home. And so when I was dating, I was not going to have any man control me the way
Mm,
that my mother was controlled by my father. So
Mm.
I
mhm,
came in with a very strong personality, willing to express myself. And if you don't like it, then you can leave. I don't need you. But what I found was that I had to make that shift in my mindset of, okay, no, I don't need you, but I want you.
Yeah.
And so because
Woo!
I want him, and
yeah.
because he created a space where he kept his word, where he was respectful, where he did what the Bible says a husband is supposed to do, I was more easily able to submit to him because I trust that he is going to guard my heart and make sure that I am taken care of. So
So
That
so
checking the
if
part.
box was training ground.
so if I do more date nights, well, I'm gonna get more submission.
No.
Can
Right,
I
Wendy?
ask a
Because
question?
it's that's not what it's about.
I know
That's not what
I definitely got it because even talking
yeah.
to you guys in the past, I recognize that you never said to me, Ali, you never said to me, Damon, you never said to me, check the boxes. What you've
Mm,
said to me is you got to make this thing like your life.
Right, right.
You know, you've never said to me, you know, I remember Damon, you said don't do it just to do it. Okay,
Mm.
just don't
Right,
do it just
right,
to do it.
right.
So, but it has to be,
But
you know,
Paul, we've all been guilty of that, right? We've all done it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
mm.
it's a matter of don't do it just to do it, but learn from that and move into a different space to where you're doing it because you see the value and you're going to see the happiness that comes with your
That
spouse.
part. That
And
gotcha,
and
part.
and
gotcha.
you
Right.
not just that you see the happiness in her, because there will be happiness in her, but you will benefit from it too.
Got it, got it.
Mhm.
I want to benefit. I want to benefit. I want to benefit. I want to benefit.
Hey,
Praise God.
Hey, listen. Terry,
Hey,
Dr. Parks,
I
go ahead,
love the
and then
um,
benefit.
Pee Wee, Dr.
can I
Pee Wee, I'm gonna come
say
to you.
to the young lady that just spoke? I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
me,
Tanya.
Yes,
Tanya.
Tanya.
You know,
Nice to meet you. You said that in the
young
beginning that you didn't, um, you didn't need him, but you wanted him. And when
Mm,
he did all of the things that showed you something different, did that want now turned into a need?
Mm.
mm.
Mm,
Mm.
a different type
Let
of
that
need.
marinate for. I
No.
hear you,
No,
but I'm
no,
just
she-
you
Yes,
didn't you didn't. It was kind of
yes.
rhetorical. I just wanted to throw
No, no,
that out
no.
there. Did that
But
want turn into a need?
yes, I'm willing to answer that because it did. Because I need him like I need my water, like I need the air, because of what he provides and what he gives to me. You know, like I said in the beginning, he is my gift. What
I
happened?
mean,
What
Oh
you
no,
happened?
we
might as
here.
well
We
take it
here.
over.
No, no, no. We still here
Just
with
We
you.
keep on
here.
Okay,
going.
okay.
You just keep on talking.
He is my gift from God. And so because he is my gift from God,
Mm.
I see the value that he is. So yes, you're right. At this point, now I need him because without him in my life, there's a hole. There's a
Oh.
hole there.
Wow.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
so,
And
so
that's
Listen,
a
can we
do
stay?
you
Can we
reason.
stay right there for a moment, P? Because when you say you're a gift, the first thing that comes to mind is Matthew 25, right?
mm,
When you talk about the talent of the parable of the gifts, right? Or talents, if you will.
Yeah.
And when
Mhm.
God
mm.
gives you a gift, you're supposed to do something with the gift that he's given you.
Right,
That's the
right.
reason why I heard her. I was listening from the beginning when she was saying the stuff that she does for him. Because here's the
Mm.
end result. He's going to come back and ask you, what did you do with the gift that I gave you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And if you
Wow.
can't properly answer what you did with the gift, well, God, this is what you gave me, and this is what I did with it. Well, out into darkness with you, where there'll be weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Mind you, you're speaking theological. So let me get in there, and then I'm going to go to Pee Wee for a second.
Please do.
The sad thing about this, right? And I say this, and because this is if we're using it in a theological sense, it's not that you'll be cast out, right? The talents is not cast out with them. The gift is not cast out with them. The gift is given to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you left out in the cold without the gift that you had once had.
Right. And what you had belonged to someone else. Okay. Brother Pee Wee, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
That's good. I have a question for you.
I hope I have an answer.
Okay, they were just talking about a mindset just now. They were just talking about a mindset.
Okay.
In your, I'm going to use this word quest, or your second. I'm going to say this: your second time around. How did your mindset change in your second time around together with your wife? How did your mindset change for making the music? How we say for keeping the music going in your marriage?
Okay, that's a great question. And for those that don't know what Dr. Graham means by that, my wife and I were married 10 years. We divorced and got back together. So our second time around, he even approached us and said, when y'all do it again, I want to be the one to marry. So thank you again. That was 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
11
All
years.
right. But I'm going to give you what I was like at first, okay? What I was like at first when it came to date night and doing things was Captain Adventist. I didn't want anything outside of what I was used to doing, which was skating and bowling and a movie night. That was it. And my wife is like, bruh, I've had enough of this. Can we do something else? And I didn't have any other creative bone in my body to do anything. It was just like, nah, this is what we do. This is fun. Deal with it. And she's like, no, I want to do something else. And I didn't realize how overbearing I was when it came to things like that. It was just like, no, this is godly. This is godly fun, and this is what we're going to do. And she didn't just shut me down every single time, which I appreciate because she's from Philly. But anyway, after a certain point, she was like, yo, this ain't working. It's all about what you want to do and your agenda and all that. So it got to a point where I was like, man, I'm really losing her over selfishness.
Wow.
And I changed once we started to start talking again and get back together. She was like, look, in order to do this again, you got to date me.
So if your husband is not dating you, divorce, Pastor Graham, you'll remarry us.
That's right.
And then he has to date me.
I can't promise that formula, but that's essentially what I had to do. I really had to relearn how to date my wife and how to make her a priority. Because what happens in I'll just say church world, you get married and you figure marriage is going to work because you're married. God said you get married, you stay married, and that's it. No, you have to put some effort into this thing, or else you will not be married. Marriage is effort. Marriage is work, and it takes two people to do it. And I wanted to say this earlier, but I had to just wait my turn. God is the perfect example of what relationship looks like. Now, I'm going to take you on a little journey through the Bible. Every relationship that God had with someone, he was never the one to walk away. Someone else had to walk away first. Let's look at King Saul. King Saul was with God, cool. But when he messed up, he walked away from God. And God had to say, I'm done. And when you look at people that God turned away from, he wasn't the one to leave. Someone else left first. And the point I'm making is your marriage doesn't just work with one person. One person can't be the one fighting for something. It's a marriage. We both have to be working for this thing.
Right.
Because when one person stops, the other person leaves. And God is a perfect example of that. When the children of Israel were not listening to him and loving him back, God said, I'm done with y'all. Hey, Moses, you want some new people? Because I'll take all them out. Thankfully, Moses said, nah, God, don't do that, because they're gonna be questioning. Why you taking them to the wilderness just to kill them? Don't do that. And God said, all right, if you read in Exodus, he calls them your people. He says, Moses, go ahead and take your people to the promised land. he stopped saying my people for about the 2 chapters. Because he was done. Because they were done. God did not leave first.
Mike Dortch. I never thought that can come out of Mike Dortch's mouth.
It takes
two to tango. Otherwise, you're dancing with a blow-up doll.
Listen, Pastor, I don't know if you remember this. We did that marriage retreat in that church in New York, and I equated marriage to a boxing match where the couple is fighting divorce. One hand is the husband, one hand is the wife, and as long as both hands are swinging, you beating divorce up. You can't lose. But what happens when I drop that arm? Bam!
Wow.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Because one person can't handle this on their own. And people get into the habit of saying you can pray your way into a marriage. You can pray somebody back into do it. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna go back to what I just said. If that person is not willing to listen to God's voice to save their marriage, you can pray all day long. But they have to make the choice. God does not make us do anything. It's a choice. Accountability is a choice.
Pee-wee, I think that's one of the things that we failed to do too. Like, just remind ourselves that this is a spiritual institution. So every time the stuff is not right the way that it should be, you have somebody who you can go back to. Because I think we get caught up on stubbing our toe on insufficiency and bumping our head on inability when we hit the difficult and challenging moments. Yeah. And so we think that it's always left up to us. But I'm the one who put you together. If you got any problem, you can come back to me and I can be the cohesive glue that keeps you together. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that we fail to do. We allow the problem and the difficulty and the challenge to dictate to us what our response is going to be in terms of solution, even if we even move towards a solution. Right. Have you prayed? Most of the couples that I'm dealing with, like from time to time, I'm asking, have you prayed about this yet? Let me go a step further. Have you turned down your plate yet? Because sometimes only things will come through prayer and fasting. Have you turned your plate down?
And what's the
But we're doing everything else under the sun we're doing so that we can, Yeah.
And what's distracting people from doing that? There's usually something distracting you from wanting to fix your marriage or work on your relationship. Is it selfishness? Is it I'm right and you're wrong? Because I'm gonna tell you something about that right. Yes. That Captain Right, Steve Malone. You can be right all day long, but you can be right by yourself.
Right on the couch.
What are you doing? This is the last thing. This is the last thing I'll say. I don't want to talk too long. But what are you doing personally to make your relationship better? Without looking over there, what are you doing to make your relationship better? My brother spoke very highly about accountability. And if you don't have accountability, if you don't have empathy, you are going to be alone in your relationship.
I have a question.
Yes.
I love speaking to happily married people. I have a question.
Okay.
What do you do when you are in that space where you know the enemy is working on your marriage, right? But you are, I love the boxing analogy. You taking hit after hit after hit after hit. You saying, bruh, I'm getting beat up. I'm getting beat up. Do you see me getting beat up? I'm pulling from where I don't have. You see me getting beat up. And you know it's spiritual. And you think, and the devil really plays in your mind, you think about Moses, who done sat here and worked with these stiff-necked people, and all of these niggas get to go inside, and because they let him get too, now he can't even go. And you think, if I don't stop with this person, this female, this man, I'm gonna be like Moses. I'm sitting here, I'm taking hit after hit after hit. You gonna get it together with God. You gonna be all right, and I'm gonna be lost. What are you like? How do you manage that space until it comes back around and y'all are good, or you gotta stop taking these hits. You gotta bow out.
Okay, I'm gonna take this first. I think about the aftermath of my decision, which I didn't always do when I was first married to my wife. I didn't think about the consequences. But what wisdom will do to you is smack you in the face and say, hey, before you make that decision, this is the outcome of it. So are you willing to live with that?
Mm-hmm.
And it brings you back in and say, all right, let me see what I got to do to calm myself down, to de-escalate the situation, because I know how I feel right now. I'm about to make a decision I'm going to regret. So the aftermath of my decision is where I jump to first. What would happen if I cuss her out right now?
Limbic suicide?
Probably. What would happen if I throw a low blow right now? Nah, that wouldn't be good. The aftermath of the decision. John Gottman talks about, he has a whole workshop on the aftermath of an unfortunate argument or incident, something like that. And you sit through the couple and they go back and forth talking about what this did, how it affected me, how can we change it? The aftermath of a fight and an unfortunate incident. Couples are going to argue and are going to fight. That's just how this thing is designed. It's weird, but it's how it's designed. Thinking about the aftermath will bring you back because you you want a positive outcome, but are you willing to do the positive action to get it?
Wow.
So that's what I would lean.
Can I say this?
That's a loaded question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's why I want to be the first to answer. I know somebody else.
Yeah, and I love that, thinking about the end game,
aftermath.
right? I'm gonna say something, man. Those of you who don't know me, I always have to give this disclaimer, man. I say what I'm thinking. If your spouse is taking hit after hit after hit, and you don't have the wherewithal to glove up and get in the ring, we got bigger problems.
Yep.
We got way bigger problems. There's absolutely no way that I'm gonna see her under attack and I ain't jumping in, because that's not how we do in Be More. If you taking hits, we all coming for that person.
Right.
So
and
now,
we taking hits.
Exactly, or we're taking hits, right?
But
so
Ali, what happens though if you're the one who's hitting?
Now
like
that's
what
a
happened?
Now that's a
That's
different ball game.
different.
That's
Yeah.
a different, and that's why I said it's a loaded question, because you can
That's
go
how I
different
thought it was.
ways.
I thought you were the one causing the blows.
Right.
That's
So-
how I meant it more like Armina. Yeah, your partner's
Okay,
the one causing
okay.
the blows.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, that's a different ball game. If your partner's the one that's causing the blows, there are, and I I'm not going to give what I think is an answer, but I'm going to say this: if I'm causing the blows to her, there are options, and this is for people who are listening who might be in this situation. There are options that you have that you would take in a real fight. So if I'm punching you in your face, there are two things you're going to do. One of two things you're going to do. You're going to knuckle up because you know you got me, and we just going to go blow for blow. Or you're going to retreat because I'm just tagging.
Can we just put a disclaimer out there that we're not really talking about the physical fight?
We're
I
not
feel like
talking
we
about
need to
physical
just clarify that.
That's good. That's good. We're not. Yeah, we please.
Yes, Armina.
If you're doing that, back up and get up out of there immediately.
Yeah, in Jesus' name.
Call me
immediately.
Yeah,
call me
immediately.
Yeah, in Jesus' name, do not.
Everybody
Mike
in there
said,
talking now.
Mike said nothing you buck.
Can I say this?
Yeah, we're not advocating.
Let me say this. I don't know if
We're not advocating that at all.
We're not
We're not advocating that at all. However, you must position yourself so that you can be protected.
Yep.
I can't determine for you what that means, though, because that might mean leaving. That might mean counseling. That might mean a whole host of things that you will have to know what that means, right?
Yeah.
You knuckling up and boxing back is probably not going to be the healthiest situation. Because
Gotcha.
now, at some point, both of y'all going to be bloodied up, and you're still going to have to go through the healing process anyway.
Yeah.
To truth be told, Ollie, abuse in any of its forms. I don't care, physical,
It
that's
doesn't
where we
matter.
draw the line.
Doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
You know
Doesn't
what I'm
matter.
saying?
Hey,
Absolutely.
Dr. Parks, go ahead.
Is it what's is it Rez? Is that it? Dez. That's it. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know my name.
I don't. I'm sorry, Dez. So here's the
my
thing.
attention.
This is how I would deal with you. You say you like sports, right? It's y'all so that you like sports. This is how I would deal in a situation. I would say, you know what? We're not gonna ever get the championship ring with you on the bench. I need you on the floor. I need you posting up. I need you boxing out. I need you giving up. We need to be doing all of that. We're not gonna get there. You have people who, let's take Jordan. I'm not a Jordan fan, but I'm going to use him because he got 6 rings or whatever. Okay, there are people on those teams that got rings that you don't even know their name. You know why? Because they played their role. They played their position. They do what they were supposed to do. Play your role. Know your position. Quest was saying something about gifts earlier. Some people don't even know what their gifts are. They don't know that somebody's a gift to them because they've never been treated in a way that said to them, hey, man, this is a gift. Is it Tanya? Tanya, right? Tanya says she grew up in an abusive home. So what measures does she have to measure, things against? Well, I know what I don't like. I know what I'm not going to tolerate. But when the real shows up, what does it look like for, I'm wondering if, that's my tentative therapist talk here. I'm wondering if, for Tanya, when the real showed up, did you question it? Was it like, yeah, you say that, but is it real?
Gotcha.
Is this thing real? You see what I'm saying? So going back to, Quest talking about, talents and whatever. Do you know what a gift is? Do you know what it even looks like? And some of us don't even realize it or know.
That's true.
Some of us don't even know what that is and be like, man, I let that get away because my own judgments, and we don't judge because what? Judgments block goals. They block vision. They block what you're trying to get accomplished. So if you have a judgment about something, I guarantee you your goal to get to that is going to be blocked because you judge me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would even add in there, we are in a good place now. We're 25 years in, but around the 9-year mark, things were rocky. Things were very rocky, and we were both taking shots. And I don't mean physical, because if y'all know how big my husband is, I wouldn't be sitting here. But we were both. It was very rocky, and we didn't know if our marriage was going to survive. We didn't know if we were going to make it to the 10-year point. Wow. But we had to go to some serious counseling. And I would make that recommendation to anyone that feels that they are under any type of, spiritual attack in their marriage. Seek a spiritual marriage counselor, because that is what saved our marriage. Being educated in ways to fight fair, being educated in the way to communicate to each other. We wouldn't be sitting here today if we had not gone through that rocky period, because that rocky period is what built our muscles to be able to survive the rest of this time, survive and thrive the rest of this time.
Tanya, I want to say to you, congratulations for that, because a lot of people go to therapy, and I think it was Quest said just to talk. Somebody said just to talk, or whatever the case may be. Me being a licensed clinician, Mina being a licensed clinician, the bottom line is we do get people that come in and malinger. You know what I'm saying? They come in and you're like, I can see it. I can see it when they come in. And so I'll wait a while and be like, okay, you ready now? Are you ready when something really hits? And so you know, you said go in. I always encourage people to go get therapy with somebody who actually looks like you. Now, what do I mean?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because there's a
And
lot
they
of
did.
things,
And they did, thankfully.
that they can experience that they know about you
Yeah.
because of how they came up. You see what I'm saying? It was a
Yes.
But even during that time, the question was asked, do we still want this? And the answer from both of us is yes. So
Absolutely.
if you have that baseline, then
Right.
you can go from there.
So
You know,
listen, the fact that you were there suggests that you wanted it to. You see what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you don't want to, you're not going to come. And therapy only works if you want it to. If you don't, you will sit in there, you will chat and talk and blame each other. And then it happens a lot of time. And when I'm seeing people in therapy, the husband stops coming. You know, and the wife is still coming or whatever the case may be. Then eventually it's like he stops coming. To the point where it's all out of control. I have been accused, true story, of trying to break people up.
Oh man.
And I'm not, you know, I hear you and your therapist, you know, because I do a lot of telehealth. I hear you and your therapist in there trying to take, and you don't even know what's going on. And she was like, "You are so stupid." He's actually telling me that I need to stay with your dumb beep. That part is sensitive. If you actually listen, and I'm not telling him, I'm just like, have you done everything that you can? Is there anything that he can do to make this right? But because you have in your mind that whoever she's hooking up with, that everybody now is an enemy. Everybody
through a broken filter.
is an image. Is an enemy. And then next thing you know, now the guy's coming in therapy and apologizing to, you know, whatever the case may be. That was just something extra to push along the I want to get a divorce thing, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, just like having you know, whatever in your mind, whatever the physique that you think is beautiful, just like the commitment and the sacrifice that it takes to have that, the diet, the working out, the cutting out certain things and adding in other things. If you're not willing to make those sacrifices and do the work, then you're not going to come out at the end of therapy any better than you went in. So if you know, it's work. It was hard. It was a lot of work. But just like someone was saying earlier, putting in the work in the beginning, you know, or earlier, you know, is better. Maintaining that luxury vehicle is better than having to then go out and buy a brand new one later on.
Yeah,
So
if you don't pay for it on the front end, you're gonna pay for it on the back end.
Yep.
Right.
Or just accept the monthly payments. All right, listen, everyone. Listen.
Pete, hold on, because I know where you're going. You about to close. I want to do this real quick.
That's right.
No, I know it. I'm there with you. I want to do this real quick. These conversations are phenomenal. You have clinicians in here. You have people with healthy, I'm talking about rooted and booted, like for real, marriages and relationships. I want y'all to be aware of what's happening on February the 28th through March the 2nd, live in Maryland. It is the Bridge Presents the Unscripted Conversations live. We'll be navigating relationships, health, and emotional well-being. If you are in the DMV or if you're anywhere, it's a free event. Let me tell you, if you miss this one, the next time you paying. This one is free. These conversations will happen in depth over that weekend. Friday night will be the men only. So for real, we don't want no women on the grounds. We want to create an atmosphere where the men can have some real down-to-earth barbershop conversations. Saturday morning, you'll see what we do here, but live all over again. Saturday evening will be a Q&A. And then on Sunday morning, we're having brunch for the women, no men allowed. So Sunday will be all women. Friday night will be all men. Saturday will be everybody. Let me tell you, if you're watching this, do me a favor, share this video with 5 people. That's all I want you to do. Share it with 5 people and register. The link is there. We started putting it out. All right. Register. Seats are limited. I can guarantee you this will be sold out. And if you miss it, don't say I didn't tell you. right? So if you see the link anywhere, if you see the flyer on social media, Paul, myself, Mia, Sade, Desiree, Terry, we'll be all putting it out. If you see it, register. Seats are limited. Be in the house February 28th, March 2nd. It's Unscripted Conversations Live. Yep.
Man, you do that well. I thought you were with Tribe just now. Listen, everyone.
You taking me back to the days we was on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Stop it. So here it is. We started with this mindset. How do you keep the music playing? Love the song. One of the parts of the song that I love so much, it says, if we can be the best of lovers, yet be the best of friends. Well, I'm looking at your face, Denise, like you want to sing. Come on. If we can try with every day to make it better as it grows, with any luck, I suppose the music never ends. And I'm gonna tell you this, the part that really got me, it was this part. And tell me how year after year you're sure your heart won't fall apart each time you hear his name, her name, or what have you. Let me tell you something. I believe that marriage is real. I believe that marriage is work, but I also believe that in the dating relationships, it takes work also. I mean, everything is a learning experience. And tonight, I just want you to know that what I heard tonight was simply this: if you want it to work, you got to make sure that it's done in an intentional manner. So the mindset is, let's stop checking the boxes, right? And check ourselves, and make sure that the gift that God has given each one of us, even for ourselves being a gift, that we take care of it and do what God wants us to do. Before we go, I'm getting rid of everybody one by one. So I'm going to put it this way. Terry, you don't have to answer this. Sade, you don't have to answer this. But I'm going to ask this question only to the two married couples on here. The one that's together right now. Nah, I'm asking everybody. Forget that. Sade, when you get married, right? When you get married, because when you get married, First Lady.
My plate. Oh yeah.
How do you want the music to keep on playing?
I want us to write our own song and not go based off of anybody else's music, and be willing to let that composure happen naturally. I pray for a marriage where, and I will say the thing that was the most refreshing, again, as I said last week, let my frustrations feed my faith. I love the way the men spoke about their wives. And that in part is continuing to write that song, right? So just having a situation where I am able to write the music. And if there's a point where we want to put a rest, like maybe we just need a rest, maybe we need a few days just to breathe, that's okay, as long as we're willing to pick the pen back up and continue writing.
I love that.
That's why
I love that. Before I throw you out of here, Terry, I know that you're single, and
I knew something.
I know that you're single and you live in Atlanta, and I know that the First Lady up there is single, and she's also in that area. How would you keep the music playing with her or anyone else?
Well,
I'm not trying to hook y'all up. I'm just saying that. I'm not trying to hook y'all up. I'm just saying that. How do you keep the music playing with somebody like what you just heard?
Your line is, I would write my own song.
With you.
Yeah, so if we're gonna answer this based on Sade, yes, I would like us to write our own music together. Okay, now, if I were going to get married again and going down that road again, I've said it before: accountability, acceptance, growth, and change.
Got it.
That has to be part of the relationship. It has to be. You got to be accountable for your schmutz in the relationship. You got to be able to accept the flaws and whatnot. You got to be willing to grow and then change that behavior down the line. If you can't do that, if you cannot do that, then we ain't getting married. I'm not even interested.
Gotcha.
You heard that, Sherry? All right, so I just put that up. Oh, let me add listening to it too, since she wasn't listening.
Add listen to it. Got it. Terry, good to see you, man. We'll see you again. We'll see you again. Hey, Pee Wee, how do you keep the music playing? How do both of you keep the music playing? Give us some advice.
I think continue to learn from each other. I heard a man say one time that marriage is a school you never graduate from. So I want to continue learning about her. You continue learning about me.
That's it.
We're ever changing. So that's how I'll keep the music going.
Give your wife my regards, man. We'll see you.
I'm gonna give her more than that.
Hey.
That's another day.
That's how I think about
it. I love it.
Come on, Des. How do you keep the music playing, Mr. Moody?
Keep the party going.
Yeah,
you gotta have music. If you have a party, you gotta have music. Keep the party going and keep playing hits.
That's it. That's it right there.
That's it. And hits could be anything from when you hear "Can You Stand the Rain" come on, or when Cash Money Records is taking over.
Grown ups. Get it.
You know, sometimes you're in the mood, you know, for some Donnie. Sometimes you're in the mood for, you know, Trick Letter Kids.
Ratchet.
You know, gotta have. And sometimes you just may want to DMX it out, Jay-Z it out. You might want to go old school Rob Bass. Y'all thought I didn't know? Anyway.
Wow.
Some
Sugar Hill in the Game.
Yep, some couples.
A little rapper be like, all they do is dance. You know what I'm saying?
Run it, say it how you want it.
Let me stop playing.
You see, keep the party going, play the hits.
Can I keep my job?
And then you went Lenny Williams, and y'all, and the next thing you know, listen.
Next thing you know, you got another child.
Of my marriage. The first 3 years of my marriage. No, the first 3 years of my marriage, I was pregnant 3 times. We lost one in between, but listen, keep the party going. Keep the party going. Keep playing the hits.
That's it.
Bye, Des. Bye. Peace.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't worry, we got you.
Okay, cool. Hey, Ollie, I love Des, man. She's crazy. Ollie? No. Denise, how do you keep the music playing?
I just want to be nurtured. I just want him to continue to nurture me. And don't forget about me when life happens and stuff gets busy and you got plans. Just continue to nurture me. Because baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you.
Hey!
I just want to continue to be nurtured, man.
Absolutely. I'm looking at Des dancing in the background. Look at Des dancing in the background. I got you. Listen, man, Ollie, Denise, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being. And I'm looking at Friday night. You know, we're looking for your expertise on Friday night with the gentlemen and what have you. So really excited about you being a part of this.
Thank you.
I'll take it easy.
Appreciate it.
We'll talk. Be blessed.
All right, family.
All right.
Don't be a hater.
I am. I
love
this couple. I hate this couple.
You love them. You love them. How can you not? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, listen, tomorrow, just go on your phone tomorrow. Go to Damon Allen and they're in China.
That's how it's supposed to be. The other Asian country.
That's
Okay,
how it's
okay,
supposed to be.
Well, that's certainly one way to keep the music going. You know,
Hey,
keeping the adventure, enjoying the spice of life, and recognizing that there's so much out there, so much beauty in what God has created, and going out and seeing it. You know,
man.
I would say,
Mhm.
you know, like back in the day, right? Remember when the albums came out, you had an A side and a B side, right?
come on.
Ooh.
Come
Right.
on.
So I would say
Come
the A
on.
side was the regular stuff, and I will equate that to bringing in your stuff from your family, your parents, right? Tanya bringing in what she saw in her family, me bringing in with my parents divorcing when I was 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? But now we're gonna flip to the B side where all the hits are, right? And that's where we make our music. And I'm thinking of the one by Wale, the matrimony joint, right? So the lyrics is like, if there's a question of my heart, you got it. I don't belong to anyone else but you.
That's
If there's
it.
a question of my love, you got it.
Yes, sir.
Baby, don't worry. I got plans for you.
Yes,
Come on.
sir. Yes, sir. You know, I know that y'all live on the other side of Bowie, but let there be no earthquakes that I may feel it on this end.
you never know.
Hey, listen, man. Thank y'all. I know it was the last minute. But I'm gonna tell you honestly, nobody knows the conversation is gonna happen. Not even Quest. Remember that old Bible text that says, "My Father don't even know." The angels and myself don't know. Only the Father knows. So nobody knows what I'm gonna ask before we get on. But thank you guys for coming on. And honestly, you guys are an inspiration to so many in your relationship. And so thank you for being on today. Thank you.
Love y'all. Love
you,
you.
man.
All right,
Peace, brother.
family.
Nice meeting you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all,
You
man.
too.
Yeah.
Armina, how do you
Yep.
keep the music playing?
They not like us. They not like us.
A minor.
I'm sorry, I had to bring her back up because she was dancing. She keeps dancing in the green room. You know, I had to bring her back up. All right, cool. So go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
my husband is my biggest supporter. I've taken a whole lot of risk, you know, in these 10 years. I mean, the most recent one is going to school and getting my doctorate, and he supports me hands down 100%. And so all the other things is really good, but if the support isn't there, those other things, at least for us, it doesn't count. It doesn't matter. You know, so for me, that support is 100%. Even if I know he's not fully on board, because he trusts me, because he loves me, he always says yes.
Wow. I mean,
because they not like us. They not
like us. Little girl, thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, Quest.
Yeah, man.
This was good tonight, man. We keep
man.
saying that every week, right? We keep saying that
It
every
was.
week. It was good.
It was.
I just want to just share this again, man. This is going to be something else.
Yo, I'm just
This is
telling
going
you,
to be
man.
something else. God's going to do something crazy with this
It's
one.
going, man. I just want to say it again, like for real. You see the QR code down there at the bottom of the screen? That's the QR code to the joint. So you ain't gotta wait until you. I know I posted it on my IG already. For those who follow me on IG, if you want to be in the DMV that weekend, like for real, I encourage you to be there. It's gonna be special.
Yeah,
and it's gonna start something, P, that we ain't never done before, especially within.
Yeah. Listen, let me just share this with you that Marvin Simmons was just asking me for the link. I need to just start putting out the link. So when the link goes out, check it out. It's more likely, I'm going to tell you right now, it's more likely we're going to land a plane on it being at my church.
Yep.
Because we didn't put the address fully out there, but we'll talk a little bit about that. But I'm excited
because when you register, that's the church address is on the
good. Okay, good because some conference stuff is going on. I'm just saying some conference stuff is going on. So I think that's where we're gonna land. We're not gonna go to a new spot yet. So we'll talk.
I want to make people understand too, P, that this one is free. Understand that in order to bring this kind of stuff to you, like ministry is for, I mean, the gospel is free, but ministry costs. You feel me?
Understood.
So
Understood.
in order for us to continue, I just, me and you know, but I want everybody else knows that, like, for real, the next time this is going to cost, but we're going to show you and give you a sample of how good it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Somebody said, there's a Canadian in the house. Yes,
Yeah,
Sophia.
praise God.
Yes. So listen, man, again, we'll talk.
And I'll send it to Marvin.
Okay, cool. We'll talk.
Yep.
Thank you for everything, man. Thanks for just being that ear. Therapy is everything. And like we always said, like you always say, development is everything. Development is everything. Be blessed. Be blessed. Be blessed.
Yep. Y'all be blessed.